It just feels really good to be on the block that my parents grew up on, the block that I grew up on, and seeing all of the changes that have come along the way. My family is one of two families that are still one of the only original houses that are still left here.
They've been here for what, like 30 years?
Something like that, yeah.
That's so crazy.
It's really crazy, but there's so many memories on just this one single street alone, and it's been really special to see all of the changes that have come with it, but also crazy to see the gentrification that's come along with it as well.
Period poverty. What happens to people who can't afford to purchase sanitary products on a monthly basis? They turn to socks, rags, newspapers, or they bleed onto their clothes. For roughly 20% of the population, this is a way of life. My next guest, Ashley Novoa, is the founder and CEO of the Chicago Period Project, a nonprofit that seeks to end period poverty. Take a stroll with us through Chicago's Pilsen neighborhood, where we will dive into the bloody details.
So Ashley, thank you so much for allowing us to come and sit on the front.
On my parents' front step.
Yes, this is amazing. Like, this is so cool because you are Chicago. I want to hear more about you and your background. You're first generation.
Yes.
Here in Chicago.
Yes.
So take me back on your journey.
My dad moved here from Mexico when he was 13. They moved here, they bought this house, and they lived here before Pilsen looked like any of this. My mom used to actually live right across the street, and that's how they met when they were younger. So, you know, I was born and raised here. I've lived here all my life, and it's just a huge part of who I am. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to start Chicago Period Project and give back to my community, because I wanted to focus on like Pilsen, and I wanted to focus on the rest of the neighborhoods in Chicago that need us the most, because they offer so much to our life and they've made me who I am, so I wanted to give back to them.
You feel that connection?
For sure.
What was your childhood like growing up here?
Being able to be in Pilsen and go to the parks and ride my bike down the street here, and you know, I have family that lives all around us. It's just so much fun. I have so many amazing childhood memories from the neighborhood, from the memories that our parents provided for us. It was really special.
And when you started the Chicago Period Project, when was that aha moment for you to be like, you know what, I need to do this?
It was 2016. It's not a coincidence. That was right around the election. And there was just like, aside from the election, there was a lot of talking about defunding Planned Parenthood and things like that. And I just felt really compelled to do something. I was a stay-at-home mom at the moment, and I just like was sitting on my couch and I was like, I need to do something. And I spent a few days like very frustrated and angry, and I knew I had to channel that into something positive. And then I also saw a video on Facebook as I followed a person while they had their period, and all of that just sort of stuck with me and all rolled up into one, and here we are almost 6 years later, and we're a 501c3 nonprofit.
We have periods.
Mm-hmm.
It's a known thing.
Fact of life.
It's a fact of life. And just, you go to the store, you buy your products, you do what you have to do. You don't think twice about it. The Chicago Period Project offers products to those in need. Tell me more about that, because when you were telling me this, I was pretty much floored.
Yeah. Everybody actually, and it's funny that you say that, everybody says the same thing. It's an issue that you never really think about. A lot of us are privileged to just be able to, you know, get our periods each month and go to the store and buy a pack of tampons, but a lot of people don't have that same privilege.
Yeah.
We go through about 7 years of bleeding throughout our period lifetime and using about 11,000 pads and tampons throughout that 7 years. So it's a long time bleeding.
And we survive.
We survive, but
we're still alive.
yeah, there's so many people who have to do that time and time again, month after month, without the products that they need to maintain those periods in a healthy way. So we are here to provide those supplies for them. And we're actually here to provide supplies for anybody that needs them at the moment. You don't have to be street-based, living on the streets. You don't have to be living in a shelter. We have plenty of people that call us and say, hey, I lost my job, or I don't have enough money this month. Can you please send me some products? And we do that. We just send them some right over in the mail, especially right now during COVID times. We're happy to get those products to them in any way that we can.
Where do you see this going in the next, let's say 5 years?
Just this year alone, I realized that we're doing amazing work with getting the products out there, but if we want to make a real change, we have to get involved on a political level. So we just recently worked with a group called She Votes Illinois and worked with a few legislators to get information out there to get some bills passed.
Yeah.
One was just passed last week, so
Oh,
now
wow.
people are going to be able to buy pads and tampons with their SNAP cards, which wasn't able to be done before. I don't know how that's possible. So just making those little changes little by little, and hopefully those little ripples cause one big effect, and pretty soon pads are just going to be available, tampons are going to be available everywhere.
Also, another reason why you started this was it came down to the fact that some of the people that the people that you are helping had to make a choice between purchasing product
Yes.
for their monthly menstrual cycle or buying food to eat to survive.
Yep. And so a lot of times, you go for the food because that's the thing that's going to keep you alive. And so then you don't have money for the products, and you're using pads or tampons longer than you should have. You're using old rags, you're using old socks. And that alone is so harmful to your body. That's why we want to make these products as accessible as we can. And for the students out there that are missing school each month, it's really important for us to provide these products for school because, again, can't believe that they're not provided by the Chicago public school system. In the meantime, we're happy to provide those products for them, but like I said, we just want to do the work so that they're automatically available.
How has your perspective shifted on all of this, you personally?
The products are needed out there. So we wanted to shift, and I wanted to shift to move towards giving back to people in a way that they can get them right now. So rather than donating to larger other organizations, we want to partner with the grassroots efforts. We want to partner with mutual aid efforts, just so somebody that needs it can walk to a corner, can walk to a Love Fridge pantry or a Love Fridge location and get the products that they need right now, instead of having to ask somebody for them or visit a shelter or visit this place or that place. They can just go get it themselves. We recently did a partnership with Love Fridge from February to March. Love Fridge Chicago, they have pantries and they have little fridges that they put throughout the city, mostly focusing on underserved communities. So we stocked up all of their pantry locations with 50,000 products from February to March. And we recently committed to another 20,000 products at the beginning of the month, each month until the end of the year. So what we just unloaded right now was all of those products for them. We just want to make sure that we can provide them with all of the products that they need for a month cycle. We give out pads, tampons, underwear, hand sanitizers, or like some kind of cleansing wipe. So a lot of times we'll either drop off products in bulk like we just did right now, or we'll pass out the period kits at events.
That's amazing. Well, on behalf of Smart is the New Sexy, I hope the products that we donated could definitely help many people that menstruate.
They will. I appreciate it so much.
Well, thank you, Ashley, for doing this. Like, what you're doing is so amazing, just giving back to the community. And I've said this time and time again, if we want change as individuals, change starts within us.
Exactly.
And then we go into our community.
Exactly.
And that's how change starts to happen.
Menstruation in a healthy and safe way is more than a privilege. It's a right, one that we all deserve, period.
So there you have it, another episode of Smart is the New Sexy with Ashley Novoa of the Chicago Period Project. For more information about Ashley and her cause, head to my website at rciac.com and connect with me through Instagram and YouTube.